Hello, welcome to another South Downs Leisure podcast, and today we are talking about life balance. And I'm joined today by Sandra Crathern. Sandra, you're a life coach and a Fit4 member. So would you like to tell me about your experience as a life coach and Fit4 member?
Well, I think first of all, the Fit4 member part is, in fact, we were just discussing it earlier. I was at yoga before I came here because I go now 4 times a week because it's so important to me to get the balance of everything. If I don't take care of my health first, there's an expression, if you don't make time for your health, you'll have to make time for your illness.
Yeah.
And it's quite harsh, but I really want to balance my life because that's not what it used to be. So I've been going 3 times a week for some years, but I've just upped it a bit because for me, what works is yoga. My husband, as we speak, are playing golf.
So I guess that's similar to me. I've come here from our South Downs Leisure Choir, and I do that purely to just calm down a little bit and enjoy the rest of the day, and it helps me sort of revitalise. Is that correct? Is that what it would be?
Absolutely. I just need a grounding because life happens, doesn't it? Someone said life likes, whatever that means, but it will happen. There will be stresses and anxiety for people, but the more I live in that rev, the more I'm releasing, cortisol, which isn't good in our body, constantly releasing cortisol, the fight or flight. So even just to take a few minutes, and take time, whether you start with 5 minutes a day, just slowing down, or whether it's like I'm doing at the other end where I'm really making more time.
Okay, so you said about, you could be playing golf, or you could be doing yoga or Pilates, or with me, choir. So is it different for every person?
It's like anything, isn't it? Someone's got blue eyes, someone's got brown eyes, someone's 6 foot, someone's 4 foot. You have to find what works for you. When I work with clients, I do one-to-one and group coaching. I've been on cruise ships. I've written a book about self-care. If you can't find something that's fun, that someone loves, it's not going to last. A lot of the reason that we're speaking, I think, now is because lots of people make commitments to everybody else but their health, their husband, their kids, their holidays, all the planning, everything, and they come right at the bottom. And if we don't have balance, then we're full of resentment and anger and frustration. And so what I work with people is to help to bring you to the top. I mean, if you're on an aeroplane, the first oxygen mask they say to you is not put on the child or your brother, it's yourself.
That's very true. And people that know me would know one of mine is parkrun, actually. Although that sounds a bit active, you can walk that. But that's helped me over the years. You've got a story to tell, haven't you? What's your story of?
Well, I didn't used to be this healthy and fit. I mean, I'm 64 now. I'm in better condition now than when I was 36, and that's the truth. So I was morbidly obese, smoking, drinking, stressed, about to get a divorce from my husband, working as a nurse, ironically, telling everybody what to do. So Duncan, slow down, drink water, and then I'd go and have a cigarette and a bar of chocolate or whatever. So I wasn't really authentic, and I'm not unkind about myself. I did the best I could with the resources I had at the time. So I was quite stressed, had a lot of anxiety, had 3 children at home to bring up. It was hard work, but I didn't put me first. And then I saw a life coach, even though I was working as a nurse, I saw a life coach about 27 years ago. Changed my life. Not overnight, nothing, I didn't get as fit and as healthy as I am just coming to Fit4 once. I needed to come regularly, consistently. So I saw this guy and it really transformed my life over a period of time. So I stopped smoking, I don't drink anymore, I eat really clean, healthy food, I look after myself, and I'm in the best marriage with the same man.
Really?
So, in fact, I'm writing a book now because I wrote one book about self-care. I thought, you know what, I'm not really an author, just get it done. People were asking about some tools I've created. And now, in the last maybe 2 years, people are saying, when's the book coming out about the relationship? I said, I can't be. They said, listen, people need to know that you were about to get divorced, and now it's amazing.
Yeah, that's a good story to tell.
It's not everyone's story. I've had clients come to me and say, right, I want what you've got, and they end up getting divorced. It might be that you need to separate, but the healthier and the better you take care of yourself and the more balance you have, the easier it is to see the path ahead because you have much more clarity when you look after yourself.
So you talked about you've got to work at it a little bit, haven't you?
Yeah.
And so, but occasionally, and I'm sure all our members listening or watching this will have had moments where they can't be bothered to go, can't be bothered to go tonight. It's winter, it's dark, it's cold. I could just stay in and watch telly. Is there any sort of advice you could give around that? What is that okay to do that?
Well, it's interesting because I go in a cold pod every morning, which isn't so bad now. It's light and it's not as freezing. But I tell you, Christmas morning when it was 5 degrees in there, takes a lot of courage and self-discipline. So I work with people. What stops them having that self-discipline? Because it is something anyone can learn. I'm just so practiced now. In my diary goes me first. My son, as you know, kite surfed over Brighton Pier, was in a coma. And we were on television talking about this accident. And he said, my mum puts herself before us. It sounds really selfish. And then he explained and said, if she's in great shape, she's going to be a better mum, a better wife, better employee. When I'm really in good condition, I'm better for everybody.
Yeah. So for everyone, that's Lewis, isn't it? We're talking about kite surfed, yeah.
But it is, the answer to your question is small, tiny, bite-sized actions.
Right.
Some people say, right, I'm going to go to the gym 5 times a week. I'm going to meditate every day or whatever it is they want to do. And then 2 months later, you know what it's like. After Christmas, everyone joins the gym.
Start tomorrow. Yeah.
So and that's what I work with clients, is to get them to start with small actions. And once you've got those in place, like I didn't do yoga 3 times a week and go to bed at 9 o'clock at night and get up at 5 and do all these things that I do now. It took me a period of time to build that up.
And you talk about a fountain. Do you want to explain that? You've got a picture.
Yes, basically there was something created once called a life wheel that lots of coaches know about. I think it's a bit boring actually because it's just a circle like a cake with numbers in. So I created this rather lovely, beautiful thing called a health fountain tool, which really looks at all the elements of health. Lots of people see me and they go, oh yeah, health coach, diet and exercise. Yeah, that's great, but if you don't have healthy relationships with people, if you don't have any fun, if you've got no money, if you hate your job, if you don't love where you live, all those things will affect your health. So my tool simply looks instantly at balance. The only thing is the results aren't instant, but you'll instantly see if it's balanced.
Yeah, this is there's 10 elements to this, isn't there? So, and it did remind me of what I was saying to you earlier about the triple bottom line of, for sustainability, trying to balance that people, planet, profit. And if one of them is out of balance, that 3-legged stool will fall over. Same with this. If your relationship's slightly out of balance, you're wobbly. If a few other bits are out of balance, you might fall over. And I think that's what you're...
The key one, I think, is fun. Let's have fun. People come to me, they know they've got to make changes, and there's a bit of fear there. Let's make it a bit more fun. Why does it have to be so hard?
Yeah.
You could do anything you like. I'm never going to come to an exercise pole thing because I haven't got the strength to do that. But I'll always go to yoga. So let's find what worked for individual people. Because what might be balanced for you, Duncan, might not be for me.
Yeah. Right.
And that's the key. I think we need to get behind people, support them. I think it's wonderful you're doing podcasts. How cool is that?
Yeah. So we're going to hopefully for our members, we're going to do a session for Fit4 members where Sandra is going to come and give a free session for Fit4 members to come along and listen to life balance. I think that's kind of what it's going to be, isn't it? So watch this space. It will be on the app. It will be advertised online, and it will be on a first come first serve basis. But you've also got some health life coach free 30-minute session.
Because people say, what is life coaching? And it is something difficult to define because I do specialise in health, but I actually don't talk about diet and nutrition. Talk about the whole package, like we said, purpose, fun, communication, etc. So I'm doing some sessions. I'm starting work in a clinic. I mean, I've been working 17 years for myself, but starting one day a week in a clinic, it would be quite nice to offer some half an hour free session, half hour, 45 minutes, just to really, hopefully to get some benefit, not just for me to, if they've listened to this, then they know what I'm doing. They want some benefit. I've just worked with somebody who said I changed her life in one session. Now, don't believe that's true. I think she did the action. Very nice to have that credibility. So yes, I'm doing. I think it would be nice. I'd like to offer them till sort of the end of September. So any members that come forward and would like to have that session with me, I'd love to offer that to them.
Okay, we'll put that on the podcast at the very end. So anyway, thank you for joining me today, Sandra.
It's a real privilege. Thank you very much for asking me.
Cheers, and look out for the session that will be coming up for members. Thank you very much.